Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome, welcome. As you come in and join, let's just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and allow all things that no longer support you, all the busyness of this morning just to melt away, to drop away. Hello, for those of you that are new to me, I'm Tammy Lee. I come to you to help inspire the qualities of you to come forth, your magic to come forth. I am an intuitive, magical shift maker and way shower. And I help those that I work with or those that come within 3 feet of me. I help those that desire to find their gifts, that desire to deep dive even, to uncover their magic abilities, because we all have them. I believe that in each and every one of us. I help you to reconnect to those profound and deep unearthing ways within you, to where we can become sovereign. We can live from a sovereign self. Welcome. Welcome to Make Shift Happen, our spiritual variety show, where we talk about anything from A to Z, anything you want. And people that know me and my family, they see it in real life. I've even had some of my kids, as I have 5 children, and they're all in their 30s, except for my son, he's 40. And I've actually had some of my kids' friends say, "Would you adopt me?" Like, they're shocked at how we can discuss openly, without hesitation, any subject, even from A to Z. I even talked to them about the Sasquatch and fairies and the different things. And even though they might like, I don't know, Mom, because one of the things that I did, they still listen. They still keep an open mind, even though they might question my sanity. Hi, Alice. How are you doing, darling? It's the new 2022. But one of the things I did in order to help open my family up, and those that know me, open them up to different streams of reality, different thought forms, is I actually purchased, like, for instance, I purchased a Sasquatch, to where I have these things in my home. And here's a Yeti. They're beautiful, right? And I allow my grandkids to be with them, to hang out with them, to play with them, to open up their resources within them. So that's one of the things that I want to talk about today, is what do you have around you that help you to open up to other parts of you that you may not know are even there. That sometimes we think, or we could think, because of how we were raised and how people have poo-pooed our ideas and thoughts in the past. What do you have around you in your environment that when you start to doubt, that when you start to doubt, that when you start to question, that you can look at something, right? For me, I love being able to cuddle. So I can look at this. When I think I have no helpers, this is something I can go to and hold close to me and also help me to remember there is magic. There are different realms around me, and there's helpers. There's helpers. So what do you have around you? See, and here's another thing. I have a dragon. Now, I was compelled to purchase this dragon a few years ago, and it's emerald, if you can see. Not even knowing that my business would end up being the emerald compass. But yes, even dragons are here to help us. There's a new dragon frequency that's coming in. And there's, from what I've been told and shown and heard and resonate with, is that there's new energies and there's dragon energies that are coming in and helping to facilitate with us and for us, helping us to go up into another accelerated holding of energy. So what do you have around you? One of the things when I was out in Mother Nature, probably about a year ago, one of the things that because I was feeling alone. I wasn't feeling my magic. I don't always feel my magic every moment of every day. And especially when I've been sick or when there's been a crisis maybe in the family or in life. And I asked for a sign. And I was walking the land up in a pasture while my husband was fixing fence. Okay, I'm going to walk the land. And I was just really with each step. And I don't remember if I asked for a sign or not, but what happened was I saw, they call it a deer shed. I saw a deer shed and I picked that up. And I'm like, wow, that was totally an answer from the universe. That was totally an answer from what I call and what is called the elemental realm. I was just asking to make sure that's what they wanted me to call them. That realm. The elemental realm. Now, the elemental realm is like wind, fire, water, ether. And it's also the realm where fairies and gnomes, Sasquatch. It's also that realm. Now, what if? Let's just imagine. Let's imagine together. What if that was really the reality? How many of you have ever, from early age, have you ever thought of that fairies really exist? I mean, I believe they do. Do you? But do you remember when you were a little child? I think Disney was the number one thing that brought this into my reality. Because every time when we would sit down on a Sunday night and watch Disney, when I was a little girl, Tinkerbell would always be flying around. And you know how she would fly around and all of a sudden she'd go to the castle and she would go dink. Well, because I saw that, it helped me to open up my imagination. It helped me to open up my whole beingness to believe in something beyond what I could see. You know that saying, faith is like a mustard seed? So believing beyond what we can see. And some people can see them. I have a really good friend and client, and she sees them flying around in her, even in her workspace. Doesn't always have to be outside. One of the ways that I also get connected is, like this morning, is I look outside and I look towards trees. And there'll be times when I see a face in a tree. And I saw something this morning that I've never, ever, ever seen before. And I sit with that. See, because this realm, this elemental realm, wants to know that we believe in it. Because it certainly believes in us, dear ones. It certainly believes in us. Do we believe in it? And how do we show that? How do we show that we believe in this elemental realm of where gnomes and fairies and unicorns and Pegasus? And just as I said that, two of the pigeons just flew right in here out the window, you know, like flew past the window. So how do we tell them we believe in them? How do we show them we believe in them? When you see something out of the ordinary, this is one of the things I do. So I saw this face, like more or less coming out of the trees, a row of windbreak of trees, a whole row. And I'm looking at it this morning as I'm drinking my apple cider vinegar water. And I'm sitting there, and wow, now the pigeons are really coming close. They're hearing us talk about this, apparently. And as I look out, and I'm fortunate enough, I know that, to have this landscape in front of me, outside my window, in my front room, and I see this face I've never seen before. And I just say, I take a deep breath, and I say, I see you. Now, for me, as soon as I said that, tears instantly filled my eyes. And I ask, is there a message? And sometimes the message doesn't come in words. Sometimes it can come in a feeling. Sometimes it can come in a smell, a sense of something. And this morning, I felt so taken care of. And they wanted me to remind all of you that we are so taken care of in ways we may not know. This is usually the time right now, you know, it's the new year that's how a lot of people think about it, because it's a new number and people think they start over or want to start over. And you hear a lot about, well, what do you want to leave in 2021? Don't take forward in 2022. And for me, it starts before that January 1st, before that new number of that new year comes. It starts at the solstice in December. What is it So there's two things to ask ourselves. One, what is it that I want to develop more within myself? This is time of year people usually it's always about money. I've been there. And thinking that would mean success. I'm not saying money won't give you success, but I saw something the other day, and it's really about when you're on your deathbed, what will be the one thing, what will be the most important thing to where you have no regrets? And 99% of the people, there's been a study of this, it's about relationships. But it's also about the relationship with ourselves. We are far more, we have a vastness of riches within us. We're far more richer than what we can even comprehend. Carol says, I do believe in, sorry, Alice, I saw that message you said about Carol. Alice says, I do believe in fairies. She says, Carol has opened up my eyes by the conversation she has had with the birds out of my kitchen window. I love it. So how else do we want to connect with, let's say, the birds? Let's say the fairies. Let's say that unicorn, Pegasus energy, the rainbow energy. And the list goes on and on, right? There are some people that live in areas that there are no there may not be plants. You may not be able to go outside. You may not be able to walk the earth. But we can use our imagination. Our imagination is rich. Our imagination is rich. And it's fertile. And sometimes we just need to till it a little bit. We need to water it a little bit. We need to plant a few more seeds in it. Joanne says, I woke up this a.m. with a new awareness about how more expansive and valuable ourselves and our biosuits, which is also another word for body, our physicality, are. So we can go within ourselves into that inner landscape. And we can use our imagination, which also helps become a reality within us. I have so much emotion right now, right behind my eyes, because I can feel okay, this word glad tidings and giddiness and a thankfulness, because we're talking about this today. Because that stream of consciousness, the elemental realm, desires to live more with us, desires to come alive more within us and around us. One of the things, and it can be as simple as asking them, like, take a deep breath right now. Take that deep breath down into your heart. And just ask, with the intention. You have an intention within the mind, within the heart, within the body, of connecting to the elemental realm. And ask, how can I connect better with you? Maybe it's ask, would you like to connect more with me? I was going to say, how can I support you? But I heard instead, Tammy, we are here to support you. Wow. We are here to support you. So one of the things that we had a big tree that went down a couple weeks ago right by our house. And this is really interesting how this is coming full circle almost. For the last probably 5 to 8 years, my husband and I have been talking about, okay, for the last probably 5 years, my husband and I have been talking about, creating a little waterfall with a pond at the bottom and just have this water flow. And we had a certain spot in our backyard, but it never felt right and it never got done, right? Well, if it never got done, then you know it's not right yet, correct? Well, really interesting, this tree, it was like a almost 30-year-old tree right on the corner of our house. We had major winds go through a couple weeks ago, and right as the fiercest part of the wind, as it calmed down, within a couple hours, that tree fell over. And even though I was sad that the tree fell over, because it's something my husband and I picked out together, something we planted together, but something that it taught me is it was holding old energy, old structures in place. And it decided it was time to break open some new things. We haven't had a chance to haul it away yet. And we're actually not going to just haul it away. I'm putting together some different ideas and even asking ideas from other people, because I know it's not just haul away and dispose of. I know that. Not this tree. Okay, so, and as soon as I went out, and I've been going out every now and then and just sitting with this big patch of ground and just like, okay, what really wants to be here? It's not about planting another tree. Now, my family would think that, like my husband and my kids, like, oh, we're going to plant another tree, right? No, we're going to create something new and different. And I'm connecting with that elemental realm and asking them, what is it that will support both of us, that will bring beauty and essence that's never been there before forth. And that's where the pond's going to go. That's where the little waterfall is going to go. And it's a perfect space. I haven't shared this yet publicly. And the reason I am doing that is because when we ask, when we just be quiet, and we just ask, and we allow our imagination to expand, because that's also how these other beings can talk to us, is through our imagination. I know, I've been there thinking, Is that my imagination, or did I really hear that? Is that my imagination? Do I really see that? I believe. I believe I see it. I believe that I heard it. I believe. And the more we believe in those messages that we get, the more we even say yes. The more we believe, like really believe, or even ask for help to believe. Like, oh wow, okay, that one's really out there. I really want to believe that, but that feels kind of weird or different. You even get help with that. You even get help with that. So I haven't been feeling too good lately. And this is one of the ways that I heal more, or that how do I say this? When I am not feeling, okay, cancel that. I'm trying to word this. When you're not feeling your absolute best, what do you do? How do you respond? One of the ways I do is I ask for these other helpers to come forth. I ask this elemental realm to show me fun, to even, because one of the things they want us to do, they want us to keep it fun. How do we keep it fun? How do we keep fun in our lives, especially when we're not feeling well? One of the ways is watching funny movies, watching inspiring movies. Not, if you're going to watch a movie or you're going to read a book, don't have it be all heady. Don't have it be something that, takes you down, that will pull your energy down. If you're going to watch a movie, have it be something that brings you up, that inspires you, that makes you giggle, that makes you laugh, that can give you a bigger picture of the possibilities of life. Yes. Right? So this also comes as a reminder, because some of us are not feeling our absolute 100%. So as a reminder for yourself, for the next 12 months of seeing your beauty, of seeing your magic, of bringing more of you forth, what do you have in your environment that you can look at? Is it a painting? Is it a certain plant? Is it flowers? Is it pictures? What do you have in your environment that will lift you up? That does lift you up. I invested in a painting of a lady. I've never done that before. And it's being shipped right now. but something called me, like this inner, like, was all about, that's for you, Tammy. That's for you, Tammy. And I just said yes, because there was something so strong within me that wanted me to say yes to that. So what do you have in your environment that if you don't feel your best, if you're not feeling like you're supported, that can remind you of the help you have around you? Okay, so Alice, you said earlier that you believe in fairies. Do you have like a little fairy, a little something around you that you can, like, because that's something else we can do. We can actually, I have one, but it's not right here. That you can actually talk to this, what we think is a little statue or something that someone else created. But you can talk to it like it's alive, because the energy of that conversation, that elemental realm can hear that. And the more we communicate with that. So let's just, like, for instance, okay, play with me here. What if that was actually reality? What if that actually was reality? Is this other elemental realm? What if that was truly reality? However, other powers out there wanted to keep us from that. So they created this other narrative that we all call life, that we all think we're living. But what if the elemental realm was really what is real? Play with that. How would you be different? How would you welcome? I just saw a big welcome sign. Welcome them into your life. Welcome that elemental realm. I know some people, they create fairy gardens. We have one of our trees that died. So it's really interesting. Over the last 18 months, we've had different trees that have died that we have had over 20 years. 2 of them fell down. 1 of them stood standing. And my husband and I are going to make a fairy house out of it. And he's already got ideas. I even asked, well, do you want to see pictures? You want to? He's like, no, I got it. I already know what I want to do with it. And I'm like, huh? So see, you never know when you allow yourself to play, to imagine, to communicate, to actually allow the thought, what if that's really reality? And all this other stuff that wants to keep our energy down, that wants to pull us away from our magic, that was just a make-believe narrative that we all got stuck in. How would we be different? How would we create different? What if you actually asked the elemental realm to create with you? That together you co-create. How would things look different? How would things be different? And now that I'm asking this again, like right now, talking about the elemental realm, all the pigeons are back. Isn't that interesting? It just reminded me how many we have too many pigeons. Hi, Carol. So glad you could join us. So Joanne says, I'm reflecting on the operational differences between to think about, to believe in, and to know within. I'm reflecting on the operational differences between to think about, to believe in, and to know within. Alice, I don't have a fairy, but I do have several angels. I will check that out. Thank you. One of the things I did, Alice, is I went to our local Hobby Lobby, and because it was my friend that I'm like, where did you get that? Like, because she creates little dwellings in her workspace, and it doesn't have to be anything major. She had this cute little hut looking thing. She's like, oh, that's my new fairy house. Like, what? Like, she helps to open my imagination up in regards to stuff like this. I'm like, well, where Hobby Lobby? Well, where'd you get that? Hobby Lobby. Well, where'd you get Hobby Lobby? I'm like, really, girl? So, yeah, that could be a place for you to check things out. Well, there you go, Carol. Maybe Mama, a little special gift from Mom. Buy her a little fairy. Joanne says, yes, when things call, when books fall off the shelf, when we find ourselves turning a corner, we had no intention turning, saying an immediate yes to what we had never considered. These happenings are never by chance. To me, it's also the universe, the different realms reaching out to us saying, hey, I'm here. Hey, follow me. There's something even better for you in store. Or it's like yesterday. What was going on yesterday? I didn't feel very good, but I knew I could feel this. And I could hear this. Go outside, Tammy. Just go outside. So I put on my snow boots and a heavy sweater, and I went outside and I just walked around a little bit. And that's when I felt this very strong sense of, how do I say this? Of so many beings gathered here, like holding me, supporting me. I mean, I've been so tired that there's still a half a basket of laundry that still is not folded. I know, Carol, you're cringing. I know, I can feel it. But today I feel better. That half a basket of laundry is not only going to get folded, but put away. I love you, Carol. So when we have those tough times in life, okay, so let me share this with you. When we have those tough times in life, when we feel like we got it all together, and then we find out later, man, I didn't have it together as much as I thought. So I had to have it. I went and got a mammogram. Now, I know some people don't believe in those, for one, because of all the radiation and all that stuff. But something kept saying, and my doctor, we got a new main doctor, and they kept calling me like about a mammogram. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll go do it. Now I knew as I went in to get this mammogram a few weeks ago, I know how to protect myself from radiation. Well, I was very centered in my beingness and just knew that the radiation was not going to harm me. I believed in that. Okay, so then that same day, I get a call from my doctor saying they want a second one. Guess something's been found. Not only another mammo, but also an ultrasound. I'm like, okay, because I've been through this before, and it's always been benign, but it's been like a dozen years. So I make an appointment, and I'm feeling like I am really okay. Well, yesterday, no, it was Monday, when I got home, because the radiologist who read my x-rays, who read the tests, he said, there's no need for concern. Yay, right? There's no need for concern. I didn't think I had any stress in my body about it. But that night when I got home and I'm sitting and looking out my window and I'm really feeling into, there's no need for concern. Not only was it a moment of celebration, like, because I was finally in quiet time. Like I had already celebrated, but it's like this wave of like, wow, I just started crying. I didn't even realize there was a layer of stress within me that I was experiencing around that. I thought I had it all covered. I thought I was good. Because I was already thinking, no, I'm going to stay intact. I was already thinking, just in case, what if, but not getting all carried away. I felt confident that everything was going to be okay. And see, my mother-in-law passed away over 20 years ago from breast cancer. So I didn't even tell anybody that I was going for a second opinion or a second mammo until that day. And I let all my girls know that everything was fine. And I said, I am celebrating. But in that moment, when I was sitting still and I was listening and I was allowing this energy that just showed up of the stress and just like fluttered away, I could feel the support I had around me. I could feel being held. And I allowed myself to be held. There's another point I want to make today. I allowed myself to be held. How many times, women, do you think that you have to do it all on your own? And you don't. There are beings around us that are saying, yes, I'm here. Allow us to hold you. Like I can feel the sacred grandmothers here with us right now. And I can still feel the Marys. Mary Magdalene, yesterday that came up when I was doing some energy work with some ladies, that Mary Magdalene, because I've been blessed enough to where I went to southern France a couple years ago, and I was in Mary Magdalene's cave, where it is believed that she lived the last 70 years of her life in southern France. and we were in this cave, and I can still feel her because she came forth, and all her I don't all her sisterhood, the sisterhood of the Marys were here, and they're still here, and they're encompassing all of us right now, right here. And they want you to know they're here. They're here helping us. And will you allow them to help you? Will you allow them to hold you? Because I don't care how strong you are. And I'm one of the strongest women I know. There are times when not only do I know I need to be held, but I just want to. I want to be held. Do any of you ever feel that? No matter how old you get, you just want to be held? Or do you allow yourself to be? Do you allow yourself to be held? Do you, thank you for that, do you allow yourself to be held by something that's bigger than ourselves? Okay. By something that is beyond ourselves. They just had me change that because we are pretty big beings. Can you allow yourself? Because one of the things I do is I'll get a certain, sometimes I have a certain blanket or I have a certain sweater, and I'll just cuddle up with it. And I ask. Sometimes, like right now, I can feel myself, I can see myself on the lap of a huge Sasquatch, like a grandfather Sasquatch that holds me. Allowing ourselves to be held. By these other beings. By the elemental realm. Allow ourselves to get on the back. They're showing me this right now. To get on the back of that unicorn and fly away with it. I know we're grown women. I know that we're in our, some of us in our mid area of our life. But when's the last time you've actually allowed yourself to play with that? To allow yourself to play in that. You know, some people say, I can't sit and meditate. Well, what if meditation was more of visualization? What if meditation was more of allowing the imagination, of sitting with your imagination, allowing the elemental realm to come and visit you and play with you and allow your landscape within you to just expand, expand, and expand to where you allow yourself to step into that, to step into that realm, to step into that realm. What so many say is make believe. What if it's really not? I know, right? Life is magical. Life can be magical. So think of one thing that you will do to help usher in more of that elemental realm. and let us know. Because by you sharing, you actually help open up the imaginations of others. Just like my friend. I mean, I would have not even known about these different things at Hobby Lobby had I not asked her, had I not seen what she had. I'm like, oh, that's cute. Well, I want that. She even opened me up to other kinds of different, I think she calls them wooden fairies. So allow yourself to sit with you. Allow yourself to sit with your imagination. Allow yourself to sit with the wind, the sun, the water. And it doesn't have to be water outside, because I know some of you live in freezing area. It can be the waters within us. Allow yourself to be, even if it's for 5 minutes, in this imagination. Whether it's looking at a tree outside your window and just saying, I see you. And when you show up every day or every once in a while, whatever it is, right? There's no pressure. Let's keep this fun. Like I shared earlier, I saw a face coming out of the trees today I've never seen before. Is it still there? I don't know. Sometimes they don't always stay. They come for a moment as a sign to say, we see you, Tammy. You're all wanting to be connected with. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining today. Let's keep this conversation going on inside our Facebook group. I'm so excited to hear what different things you are bringing into your space to connect, to stay connected, to know that there is more than us, that there is that elemental realm that desires to connect with us. Joanne says, thank you so much for your presence and the moral lift. P.S. Oh, that's fine, Joanne. It was great seeing you yesterday. Now I know I've been talking too much. So much love to all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here today. And remember, I'm always open to hearing your thoughts, your concerns, just bring it forth. I want to know, what else do you want to talk about when we get together every Wednesday on Make Shift Happen? Cheers, everyone.